Okay, right. Let's see. There's always that little delay between me hitting start streaming and it popping up on YouTube. So I'm going to sit here and look a little bit concerned for a while. And then hopefully that's it. I hope. Yeah, right. If you can hear me and you can see me, then then do say hello. Oh, it's been one of those days. I mean, starting off with the fact that there was obviously the little bit of confusion about time for what time today's row was going to start, and then it's kind of gone downhill from there in terms of tech, and iPad suddenly wants to download an update, and there you go. Right, cool. Andrew's just said that YouTube is live now. So hopefully, hey, hello James Monday, how are you? Hope you're having a nice morning. How are we doing for time? So, 1 second. Go through my normal, there I go. Right, 5 minutes, good grief. Right, we've only got 5 minutes until the start of the row. That took me a while to get online this morning, didn't it? Cool. All right, thank you, Andrew. Andrew just messaged to say he can hear me and see me, so I said HP in the thing. So my plan was to change into a pair of shorts before today's row, but with only 5 minutes to go, I'll have run out of time. So here's lesson number 1 when it comes to rowing. Always give yourself more time than you think. And in fact, if you think about it, this was supposed to start an hour ago, so I had an extra hour to get myself completely ready and the tech sorted and stuff. And yet still here I am racing with 5 minutes to go. So hopefully the iPad is going to stay live, because suddenly my Mac is saying it wants to install something, so I'll keep it on this screen just to see that it doesn't do anything weird. So I have to connect my rower. So I'll turn on the PM5, and you can see, so I'm just walking you through this. Click on that. Oh, got a bit of coffee grounds in my lip. Yeah, click on that, and hopefully it'll connect. Then I'll get my, oh, what's going on? Right, I want rower, oh, there we go. So you get the option, this is something that hasn't popped up before, actually, so we can talk through this. When you connect to Concept 2, you get the option of rower data, which is kind of what comes off my PM5, calculated by Concept 2, or is the Xer split, which is a lot better in terms of the game, I suppose, but I want it to be within the Concept 2 world because, well, it's me, so I'm going to stick with rower data. Connect heart rate monitor, it should see my epics. There we go. I forgot to put my MyZone on today, so I'm going to miss out on the MEPs that I could get from doing that. Who else have we got? Looks good, sounds good, ready to go. All right, Fairchild, thank you very much. Oh, dear. Oh, it's still a bit chilly in here. If I'm quiet, you can hear the faint of my Dyson heater trying to heat up the studio. I need to get a better studio. Heater, sorry. I'm gonna, all right. Oh, okay, fine, it is. Event is starting, let's go. Right, I've still got this window up on my Mac saying installing 1 item for the iPad, so I'm really worried that that's suddenly going to restart. Albert is saying, hi John, not rowing this time, just interested. Okay. So I'm on just standard Concept 2, nothing special about it. I've got iPad mount on top of this one. This is my preferred. This is the one that Lucian Deppold makes. I'm a great fan of his stuff. And his one is on top of the monitor rather than below. And I just think when you have it below, I have a tendency, not everybody does, to kind of slump my lower back and whatever in order to be looking down at it. I'd rather be kind of glancing up at it instead of kind of down at the bottom. So, right, we've got 2 minutes to go. Remember, this is the frustration, is that if you're doing this on the Exa app and you're also using the YouTube live stream in order to listen to me, then there is a delay of, I don't know, like 8, 9, 10 seconds or something between the two of us. Ian Day's here as well. Hello, Ian. Nice to see you again. Good morning, all. Can't join this morning because I have work. Have a good session, everyone. All right. Well, there's loads of people who've replied at the beginning as well. CBDBDBDB's on as well. One day I'll say your name right. Then I might seem even better time. I know. I'll explain. I'll talk about the 9 o'clock and the. Oh crikey! I've still got I was doing sprints last night, doing the CTC last night, so I had my foot stretchers up a little higher than normal, and I was in socks. So it's a good thing I noticed that. I put them down. Oh crikey! The battery on my PM5 is down at minimum. Oh no! It's all going wrong. Well, it's not going wrong. It's just all a little bit more stressful. So right. I also don't have Discord running today because I completely forgot to bring my earbuds in. Sorry, sorry to Did I get your first name? I know you were Tao for second name, but was it Tommy Tao? Can't remember, or Tobias, was it? Can't remember, Tobias, isn't it? So apologies if you're sitting there on Discord going, where's John? Because I've completely forgotten to bring my earbuds out. So just over 30 seconds to go until the start. So like I said, there is a delay between YouTube and the extra app. So apologies if you're kind of doing it at the same time. It should kind of it'll be the start that's a problem really. There's Tech Toby getting into the line there. Seth Provost is all set up and ready for the fun. And I just waved, that's nice. Right, okay, so I'm gonna start at a very easy pace just to see who's around, and then I'm gonna start to speed up as we get through today's row. Hopefully I'm not gonna hit the back, it's a little close. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Now I'm gonna just hover for a second to wait for other people to start. Okay, just let them go, and then I'm gonna go. Yeah. I've got my MacBook. Oh, Jay, Monday's not started yet. What's happened? Are you guys maybe waiting for the YouTube stream? Is that maybe what it is? Oh, who knows? But yeah, I'll CBDVD. I'm just on YouTube Live today. All right, okay. Right. Everyone seems to have started at around about 2:15 pace. So I think maybe, let's just hold this together, see what happens. Got HP Van Hagen next to me, Jay Carlheim, M. Chain, E.D. Bartle. Sorry, Bob, about the hassles with getting this all sorted out today. He was the first one to actually get in touch with me on the Discord app to say, it's a bit of an issue with your time. I didn't realize it was set to 10 o'clock, you see. I think it was because the last new row that Xer had created for me was when we'd added in an extra row for New Year's Eve, and either someone just copied that data in or they thought that I'd changed it all to I go, are we only doing 4 kilometers as well? I think we are. Right. Everybody who can hear me then, once the 4 kilometers is up, just keep rowing, because we're going to be done 4 kilometers. This is a bit of a unfortunate. I'm going to have to take my foot out of that strap because the heel keeps on clicking off it. Yeah, so not only was it set for 10 for the wrong time, but it looks as though, come on. It looks as though we're only set to do 1 lap of the Boston sewer. Hang on, whatever. Yeah, the Boston sewer course, and then it's going to stop. So, let's just keep going if you're using the Xer app. And when it says complete, we'll just keep going. Maybe make it, I thought it was going to be a 45-minute row today at 9. So, as being it's 10 o'clock, it's a little later in the day. Let's just make today a 40-minute row. Okay? Assuming, I don't think Xer shuts down when you get to the end of the group row. I think we all still remain on the river, rowing with each other, so. Oh. I think it's up to me, I think, to like specifically state what I require week by week. So I'll tighten this up, okay? I'll take the blame for this not being quite what we expected. So I'm just kind of naturally at 2:10 pace right now, or well, says he's at 2:07, but. And then what I'll do is I'll increase a little bit, like after 10 minutes, and then a little bit again, and then a little bit again. Well, sorry, my brain's all over the place. What was the thing I was saying right at the beginning? Was I say, Bob Foster has snooker at 1 o'clock. Okay. I'm not going to be rowing until 1, so. Oh yeah, that was it. So I've got the iPad mounted on Lucian's iPad mount that sits above the monitor. Oh, I didn't even start record on the Exit app, so I won't be doing an update video with better graphics today, I don't think. Anyway, sorry. So, got Exit running on the iPad on top of the monitor. That's then connected to the MacBook. And then you have my main camera, where I'm sending the sound wirelessly to the camera, which then connects to the MacBook. And then this is all filmed on a green screen, which is why you can see me at the bottom and still see the stuff in the background. And actually, if you look in front, you can see I've not done it well because you can see a bit of wall in front of me. But the MacBook is sitting on top of my drum throne, the wee seat that I sit on when I'm playing the drums, which is a bit more pleasant to look at than a big weights bench. Oh, so this is the sewer. I don't think I've done this course before, because this is totally new to me, this tunnel. Huh. Very pretty. Reminds me a little bit of Fremont Street in Las Vegas. Oh, well, that would be cool if you had this tunnel and it was the same setup as Fremont Street. If you don't know, Fremont Street is in the old Vegas, not the new one with the Bellagio and stuff, but the old one with the, what's the famous casino called? I can't remember. It's gone. But it might come to me at one point. But there's a street, Fremont Street, and it's completely covered with a canopy. But the canopy is a giant LED screen. And so you're in there and you look up and it's like there's whales swimming over the top of you and things. I think I've got a video of it somewhere. I'll have to post it so you can see what I'm on about. It's quite amazing. I mean, it's the kind of thing that only Vegas would do on such a grand scale. I mean, other places would do it just in the ceiling, but to have like a 100-meter or longer street completely covered with this screen is just incredible. But yeah, so they should do this in the Boston sewer that we're using. I'm guessing this is the shortcut that we're in right now. So, I don't know where I was about to go. Oh, I think I need to lie down. My brain's all over the place. Oh, I've sped up as well to 2:05. So where are we? It's today the 14th. So we're halfway through January, and we're out of the sewer. We're halfway through January, and there's a chance that maybe you have made a promise to get healthy, to get fit as part of a New Year's resolution, and possibly it's a rowing machine that you decided you were going to use in order to get fit and healthy. And hopefully these Sunday morning rows are helping you to do that, because consistency, basically turning up really is the most important part of any fitness program, whether this is like a couch to 5K running plan or a spin class that is meant to get you better at cycling, or of course rowing. And so if you can just get into the habit of turning up and not making excuses, then when you get started on a journey like this, that's the most important part. And that's one of the reasons, one of the kind of sadistic reasons that I like having these set to 9 o'clock in the morning, is because you have to make an effort to wake up. I mean, I'm talking GMT here. You have to make an effort, a commitment to wake up and get ready. There's Charlie Simpson, how you doing? For a row like this, whereas if I just went 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's easy to let, I'm going to try and hold 205 now. It's easy to let life get in the way and make excuses that, oh, I was too busy, I'm out with the kids today, or got to go shopping, and so you skip your exercise for that day. And if you're new to kind of trying to find a routine, then skipping one workout may not seem like a lot, but I know myself from doing things like trying to learn Spanish and whatever, if I fall out of the routine, especially at the start, then what I find is it quite easily drips out of my kind of short-term memory. As I say, definitely love the Sunday row routine. Yeah, thanks CBDBDB. If it's not quite in there as a routine, then it's easy to forget about it. That's what I'm saying. So having these at 9 o'clock in the morning, meaning that you have to get up at like 8 or something, have your breakfast, have a coffee, get yourself ready, you're not then going to hit 9 o'clock and go, you know what, can't be bothered. Because, trust me, it's a wrench getting up, even me getting up at 7:30 in order to kind of sort everything out for this, as poorly as I did today. Let's face it. But I got up at 7:30, put the kettle on, turn the heater on in here, and then get the tech ready to hit go at 1:45. And I'd much rather sleep in until 9, but I really do see the value of this Sunday morning routine, of knowing that 9 o'clock Sunday mornings, here I am on the rowing machine. And so that's why I'll speak to the extra people and make sure that as consistently as possible, this is what happens. That said, I think, is it the 28th? There's a British rowing thing happening with EQ'd. And so there won't be a rise and row that Sunday. I might still jump online and do something, like on YouTube, but I don't know. I was meant to be in Manchester that weekend for High Rocks, but Again, get your little violin out, but due to the winter flu bug I had, I pulled out. Anyway, so the last thing I'll say about the time kind of error today, for today's start, is if you want to email me at info@rowalong.com, which is my standard email address. Send me an email with your, or with an address, and I will post a RowAlong sticker out to you as an apology for today's mess in time. And just circling back a couple of minutes to what I was talking about high rocks. So I'm currently at 2:05 pace-ish, 20 strokes a minute, which for me, this is a low intensity zone 2 pace, where I'm usually around, how far are we in, 15 minutes? About 135 heart rate. But you can see on the screen that I'm, what's that saying, zone 4, if it's got the orange light on. 145 beats per minute. So my body still hasn't fully recovered from that flu bug, which I'm starting to think, even though I was testing negative, I do wonder whether it was actually COVID, and that because my testing kits are from 2022, maybe they're just a bit rubbish. And so this is why I'm still not really into pushing myself hard, or at least I'll do short, fast stuff, like this month's Concept 2 Cross Team Challenge at c2ctc.com is 6 250 meter pieces or reps at 20 strokes a minute as fast as you can. And so I can do that, and I can kind of do this kind of row, but it's definitely not zone 2. But what I don't want to do yet is real tempo, proper zone 4 stuff, where muscles are telling you to stop, cardio is telling you to stop, but actually you don't need to. That's the differentiation for me between zone kind of 3, 4 and zone 5. Is that zone 5, after a short amount of time, you do need to stop because you're exhausted. Whereas zone 3 and 4, you just want to stop, but you don't need to. But I don't want to go there yet, in case this is the after effects of COVID, because what I don't want to do is trigger long COVID. Right, hang on. So we're about to finish this lap, but like I said, if you're on the Exit app, don't stop, keep going. And obviously on YouTube, you don't care because you're just rowing along with me. But if you look at the screen, 39 people took part, and I got 15 extra coins for being part of this group row and completing it. And that's one of the reasons, if you are using Exa, that's why you should go to exergame.com/events and sign up to participate in this. How do I get this screen away now? There's two bits, two grey dots, bottom right. Should I press one of them? I'll go bottom right. Nope. The one next to it? No, that's not the right one. Don't want to quit session. I close the menu. It's the downside to having the iPad so high. Come on, go away. Nope, that's just that one again. Close menu. Nope. Nope. Come on. There we go. Now, I think, judging by previous rows, that this will eventually go away. But here's a suggestion for the devs. Don't keep it on screen for quite as long as this, in case we do want to continue rowing like today. Unless, do I click the X on the gold coins? I'll try that next. Nope. Oh well, it'll go eventually. So yeah, I'm kind of fearful of the long COVID thing for, well, proper reasons anyway, in that I don't want to get it. But my big sister is a fatigue coach. I've talked about her before. And she was mostly dealing with people with chronic fatigue and things pre-COVID. And then when COVID hit, her entire business, well not entire, but a large chunk of her business, let's say, click, right most, hang on. Keep rowing. Oh, there we go. Right, I'll catch up with you guys in a second. I just want to change, there you go, cinematic. Close menu. Thanks, Charlie. Right. I'll change the view to cinematic this time, so hopefully, I'm hoping that this is now going to cut through different angles. Oh, like that. There we go. There's Andrew Fielden. Come on, Andrew. Sorry, that's mean. Maybe you don't want to go any faster than you are. At least that pause let my heart rate come down to 139. Well, this is a good way to, right, remind me to load this up next time. This is a much better way to show off the app, isn't it? And so this isn't specific, oh there we go, he's catching me up. Did I light a fire under you? Or maybe you stopped as you got to the end and lost time. Yeah, so this isn't specific to me as like the lead or to it being a group row. You can just go to the menu and set your view to cinematic and it'll cut between all these angles. But we're back in the sewer again. So I'll tell you what, last time, oh, no, let's just stick to 40. I was about to say, let's just do 2 full laps of the sewer, but we won't. I'll keep going until 40, because of course, just because I get through the sewer twice, maybe you finish before me, or I finish before you. So this is why all of my row-alongs are time-based rather than distance-based, because if I do hey, let's row 10K together, then you might finish before me. And you're like, if I got to hang around and wait for this doofus to finish his row. Whereas if we just say, let's row for 40 minutes, then we both start and stop at the same time. Oh. One thing I suppose, when it comes to heart rate, and the fact that I've still not got full fitness back, there is of course the element that I don't shut up when I'm rowing. And so this does take its toll from a breathing point of view, which does mean my heart has to work a little harder. Don't worry, if I'm in a gym, I don't talk away to myself. Or if I'm in here training on my own, like last night when I did the CTC, I wasn't talking my way through it on my own. It's only when I've got a camera on that I figure anybody would be even vaguely interested in what I had to say. I was talking to a friend on Friday who was asking how the rowing thing was going. And he was kind of agreeing with me that sometimes, especially for longer rows like this, you don't need somebody talking motivation or technique the whole way through. Yes, it's kind of important from time to time, which reminds me, I've not talked about technique yet. But he agreed that really what you need is white noise, just whether you tune into it or not. But something that's just burbling away in your ear, that's not interesting enough that you need to focus on it, but at the same time, it's just kind of bubbling along, something to tune into when you want to, and it gets you through a row that quite possibly you may not have considered doing. So there is, or there has been kind of a change where these rise and rows started off as 30-minute rows, and then they just became 45. And the first week that happened, part of me was like, oh, hang on. I wasn't mentally prepared for 45 minutes of rowing and talking. But then I just went with it because it was on screen. There was a little time bar telling me I still had 15 minutes to go. And that was enough to get me through a longer workout than I'd intended. Am I here on my own? Anyway, so, I know, everyone's in front of me. So, I figured, like all the way back in 2018, when I started doing this, that I'm not a alpha male type who's gonna shout at you, throw platitudes at you and stuff. I'm just gonna keep you company and hopefully get you through, there we go, a row that you may not otherwise have done. Oh, Andrew, you're in the reeds. Oh. See, this is when just taking it up to this pace just adds a little bit more intensity. You can see my heart rate's at 155 now, 56. It's interesting tracking your body's response to training. I mean, I was talking about when you start, how routine, getting into a routine is the most important thing, which it is. But then once you hit that routine, then you need to look at reasons to keep going. And the two things that will help you with that are kind of related, but they are setting goals and tracking your results. So whether that's in terms of how long you can row, how fast you can row, how many times a week you're rowing, or whether it's down to just things like weight or body composition. If you have something you can look at to see your progress and to keep yourself accountable, so that if you see one week you'd rowed 5 times and the next week only 2, then not only do you need to up your game the week after to at least hit 4, you also need to ask why the drop off. So don't just take results on face value, always interrogate them. It's like tracking weight. I usually, if I'm weighing myself on my body composition scales, I'll usually do that right after I wake up and evacuate after the night before. But if I forget and I weigh myself even after one of my big cups of coffee, I know I'm going to be a kilogram heavier than I would have been if I'd have weighed myself before that coffee. So weight is best done with an open mind as to why you may be testing a couple of pounds heavier than you'd hoped. Like, weigh yourself every 3 or 4 days, plot your results on a graph, and then draw an average line. And like I say, interrogate your results so you know what's your real weight and what's an outlier. And even results, if you are trying to do a 2K time trial after a long day at work, maybe you're tired, maybe your brain just isn't in it. And so if you're aiming for, say, 720 and you only manage 730, it could well be your current state rather than your current fitness and strength. But the other part is goals. What are you trying to achieve? Are you aiming for a sub-7 2K or a 40-minute 10K, or do you want to lose 10 kilograms, 14 pounds? If you can set a goal that you want to hit realistically, say 4-5 months down the line, then that is a carrot to dangle in front of you. However, you also need some closer carrots. So if you're currently a 7:30 2K person and you're aiming to get under 7 in, let's say, 6 months, then all you need to do is go a second and a bit faster every week. And that is easy across a 2K. 7:30 to 7:28.8, whatever it would be, is actually not that tough. So if you nibble away, set yourself a shorter goal, nibble away at it, you'll get those little dopamine hits of success when you hit them, rather than waiting for the end of that 6 months and seeing a huge 30-second gulf that you have to try and fill in. And you might not, week after week, you might not hit that 1 second improvement. But again, that's where you assess. You say, why didn't I go faster this week? Was I not training enough? Was I not training correctly? Was it just a bad day? And then journal it. Write all this stuff down. Keep a diary. Whether it's your Concept 2 logbook or Strava logbook. Actually write down how you're feeling about each row that should mean something. So you do a low intensity row, you don't have to journal it, apart from maybe if you said, found it tougher than I should have, or easier. But really, when it comes to goals and micro goals, That's where journaling helps, not only so you've got a record of what you've done, but also so that you can kind of sort it out in your own brain. Think about it. Think about what you did that meant you exceeded your goal, so you can do it again. Or what might have been impacting you to not even reach that micro goal. Getting it out of your brain onto paper is so important. Oh, I can feel my technique completely falling apart as we finish this last stroke for me. Oh. So that was definitely tougher than it should have been. Finishing 162 heart rate for me. Oof. Yeah, HP, don't worry, I'm with you. So Charlie was the one who said, click the button bottom right. Remember, it just came up as a little grey circle, but then he's just written, good. So did it, X will fix the button bug on the next update. Good, so people know what to do, because I was a bit, CBDBD said, just finished this month's CTC during my rowing along here. How well done. Then she said, oh, Ghost John, we get you twice. Oh, thanks, Charlie. Charlie just said, nicely done. I mean, listen, I'll try and make the outro quick, okay? You guys just carry on rowing, just cool down while I'm saying. I'm not going to do a huge long one, but I do want to say that rows like this hopefully get along, that this is real, this is me. I mean, I'm in joggy bottoms partly because it's so cold in here, but partly because I'm just not really happy with how I am right now after a bad winter and things, being ill and stuff. And you can see from a fitness point of view that for me to be rowing at 205 pace, yes, I went faster towards the end, but mostly 205 pace. For it to take that much of a toll on my body and my heart rate and stuff, you can tell that I'm just not at the proper RowAlong fitness. I've definitely put on weight. I've got a proper kind of, what would you call it, a paunch on my belly, and I can see that my kind of middle-aged spread side of things is kind of like, that's come back a little bit. All because I was eating rubbish and whatever while I wasn't training, while I was ill over Christmas and things. But I like doing this because I kind of want to get across that not everyone on a rowing machine is, like all the trainers, whatever, is like the people that you see on Apple Fitness. That, fair enough, actually I'll put a call out, Peloton are quite good for that, where they will use a mix of people. They have kind of the fit, muscle, strong folks, and then they have like kind of just normal folks like me and whatever. And I think part of the reason that Averon wanted me on board as well is because they already had Austin there as one of their trainers, who's a hulking great lad, big, lots of muscle, very like a little puppy in terms of his energy and stuff. And I think that's amazing. But I think sometimes, I mean, I don't particularly, if I was loading something up, I don't pick those people as trainers because I don't really relate to them anymore. I mean, crikey, I'm 48. I'm 49 in a month and a bit's time, so I'm nudging 50. So I don't want to be watching a topless young fella rowing. I want to kind of, basically this is what my thought was, is that I've kind of created the kind of, this is what I'd want to row with, obviously because it's me, but that's what I'm saying. But also what I'm hoping is that that anybody else who's out there in a situation like me that's kind of sometimes struggles in terms of, they have these down points where they've kind of put weight back on again and they're like, I shouldn't be like that. I'm used to having muscles and a six pack and whatever, but what's happened to you? I'm trying to show that all it takes is work, effort, and a little bit of trust in yourself to get back there, to find your way back to what you want to be. And it's not like, it doesn't have to be this, all right, okay, I've started to put on weight, I'm now in my kind of late 40s, so therefore I'm never going to recover again. You can. I mean, I've been very much up and down over the past couple of years where either through work or injury or illness or whatever, I've done really well, and then it's kind of gone and I've put on weight again. Then I've done really well and I've put on weight again. And it just shows that as long as you put in the work, you can affect what's going on. And so you can get faster, you can get fitter, you can get thinner and all that kind of stuff, as long as you're sensible in what you do. And when it comes to, if weight loss is part of your goal, which right now it is for me definitely, then you have to back that up with healthy eating, okay? Or you have to back it up by not having rubbish eating. So again, for me right now, like absolutely zero alcohol, because I know alcohol is my real downfall, and that's why Christmas was bad for me. And then just about healthy eating during the week, not snacking, making sure that you're not overeating in terms of calorie deficit and stuff, and that's it. So there we go. Right, I'm gonna go. Just is anyone else? No one else has really commented anyway, so I'll not do a rundown on the comments here. Hopefully I've chatted away long enough for you to carry on rowing and for you to have a little cool down. I really am so sorry about the technical time and all that kind of stuff that happened today. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I'm only doing these. Oh, CBDB's back again. Yes, to struggling and still coming back. Yeah, to the mat, to the row, to the run. And even while struggling, also having fun, thanks to these communities and the RowAlong channel. Yeah. That's kind of that's the whole point of these things, is to have a community, that's why the Facebook group is here. I have the RowAlong Facebook group, why I've got the RowAlong community on the website, and why I even do these, is to try and bring people together to enjoy a row in the morning. Yeah, I was saying, so, the reason I'm only doing these ones right now is so that both I can iron out all the things that I do in here, but then Extra can call, so we can make sure that everything's properly. I know everything works with the other group rows a lot smoother than they do with me. This is the second error we've had, but I'm doing these once we've got it absolutely rock solid all the time. Then I'm going to open up like an 8 o'clock Wednesday night one as well for all of the people who can't make these morning rows. So hopefully that will help them. But yeah, so there we go. So next weekend, hang on. Hoagie bogey, extra disaster, app stopped twice, oh no. But you see, that's the other reason, you can still keep going with me on the live stream, so that's a good reason for doing this. So, oh yeah, and CBDBDBD said yes to journaling. Journaling really is important. Writing something down is, even like when anything that you do, if you have like a hard conversation with someone, or you're struggling, you're ruminating on whatever, write it down. Even if you write it down and then tear it up afterwards, getting it out of your head and onto a piece of paper really can help to get stuff done. So, right. Oh, one more. Caught you up. Thanks again. Hey. That was James Mundy's getting the last one right, so I'm not going to look at that anymore because I'm going to say goodbye. So next Sunday, as long as I'm not wrong about the British rowing dates, then so next Sunday, 21st January, it will be 9 o'clock GMT. I will make sure that everything is running properly next week, so that it is going to be 9 o'clock GMT, so we can kind of get going. And then I think it's the week after for the British rowing thing that there's then not going to be one, but then we're going to be back into it again, okay? So, yeah, so do... accept my humble apologies, I'm really sorry. And remember, if you want a little apology RowAlong sticker, then email me an address to post it to info@rowalong.com, and I will do that. I'll just send you a wee RowAlong sticker, and you can go, oh great, really? That's what I get? Fine. So thank you so much for joining me on this one and putting up with my chat, putting up with the errors and all that kind of stuff. It was lovely to see so many people, not only on YouTube, but also on the Extra app. Please take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic Sunday, and I will see you in a future video or whenever, all right? So I'm going to say goodbye, but then I've got this awkward moment where I have to hit end stream. So bye, look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon, okay? So, end stream, bonk. Do I want to end stream? Yes, I do. Goodbye.